did WTC-7 collapse that day? It collapsed at 5:20, a couple hours and hours and hours after the buildings had actually been struck. Why did this building collapse? You have to look at the actual collapse of the building. You don't even have to look at a conspiracy movie. All you have to look at is the raw footage of the collapses that day, and you can see it for yourself. You can see it with your own eyes. Look at any video of the towers collapsing that day, and you can see the squibs coming out of the towers. You can see the flashes. You can see the smoke coming up from the base of the tower. William Rodriguez, a man who worked in the buildings for over 20 years, testified that there was an explosion in the sub-level basement before the planes even hit. He was down in the sub-level, and all of a sudden, a guy came running out of a room, and the skin was blown off his face, and he was screaming, "Explosion!" Why were there explosions going off in the basement of the building before the planes even hit? Al-Qaeda does not have the ability to make something like this happen. Al-Qaeda does not have the security clearance to get in and rig those buildings up. What took thousands of tons of concrete from the World Trade Center towers and reduced them to an atomic powder, particles you can't even see. This is what is embedded in the rescue workers' lungs. This is what is killing them. And they are not getting any help right now. The heroes of 9/11 are being forgotten, and we the people must stand up for them. We the people must demand justice. We have family members speaking out. We have rescue workers speaking out. We have firemen speaking out. Actual 9/11 firemen who were in the buildings and tried to rescue people. Everyone who is hearing me right now has to go Google John Schroeder. John Schroeder was a 9/11 firefighter who escaped from the buildings moments before they collapsed. And he testified to the fact that as he was climbing up into those buildings, there were explosions going off on all different floors. In the basement, when they first walked into the buildings, in the lobby, they said it looked like a bomb had gone off. This is what John Schroeder testified to. Don't even listen to me. Listen to the words of the firemen who were there, who risked their lives and were betrayed, were cheated by an evil, corrupt government that is selling them out every minute of every day. 9/11 does affect you. It's not an intangible issue that has nothing to do with your life. It affects all of us. And if we don't stand up for it right now, if we don't stand up and put a stop to this tyranny, we are going to be ashamed in 10 years. We will be so ashamed because we would have had the opportunity to have stopped this and nothing would have happened. Google John Schroeder, Google David Miller, Google Craig Bartmer. These are all people who were there that day. Look across the street and you will see the new World Trade Center 7 standing right there before you. This new building was built a year and a half after the original one collapsed, and it got barely any news coverage whatsoever. There was one report broadcast in the middle of the day at lunchtime when no one's watching the news. Is that fair reporting? You need to look into the Military Commissions Act, which has been passed in 2006. This act overturns the Geneva Convention. There is no more rule of war. That is why the things that are happening in Iraq, the atrocities, are able to happen, because there is technically no rule of war anymore. If you want to see it for yourself, just look at the Military Commissions Act of 2006. It has overturned the Geneva Convention, and it has legalized torture. Torture is now defined as anything that doesn't kill you or cause your organs to fail. I want to ask you right now, does America stand for torture?
No!
Does America stand for torture?
No!
No, it does not, and it never will. And that's why we are here today, to stand up and to make a dent, to bring this message out here. Google 9/11 truth, investigate the truth. Thank you.